as a group of 50 people, and then you go to the trip. And that's very powerful. Think about this. Every one of the 50 have different role. They build the idea of mentoring, that big children help the small children, and that's fantastic. I take this idea, and tomorrow I go to Israel, and I see what I can do, and that's idec. It's like something that make the movement that we don't stuck in one point.
Eugene is waiting to ask you a question, so you'll need to put those on. But before we go to the call, how is the idec conference structured to take advantage of all of the experience that these 800 participants bring to the conference each year? I mean, if traditional conference, there would be a main speaker who would tell everyone some great knowledge, but idec can't be like that. I mean, then it would be just traditional.
So what we've done, first of all, every year it's in another place, and every place that get the permission to build to host the idec is autonomy to build different conference. So every idec is different, and a lot of time we come and it surprises us, because it can be that in India the idec is in a different way totally that in United States, or it's totally different from Brazil, and then we do it in England. So it's totally different way. Most of the way, if I get what happened here in Boulder, it's typical to what happened. It's totally different. It's the new thing that happened, but we can find something that it's typical. The typical, we work a lot with open space, that everyone can bring his ideas. We have a big yard that everyone can write, I want to talk about this and this, and people go to the place and talk about what they want. In a lot of other, we have also keynote speakers, or today we have here in Boulder, we call it every morning a coffee table, that we sit 4 people or 5 people and talk between them, and like a panel, and the audience can ask questions. But we have a lot, and maybe the most important thing, in idec we make fun, because we think without fun nothing can happen. So we play a lot, and we think together, and we all the time we have new songs, and that's wonderful.
We're at 303-442-4242. Eugene, thanks so much for calling. You're on KGNU. Those are 2 good ones. Thank you, Eugene.
Okay. So I will try to answer the first question. In every democratic school is different. For example, I come from Israel. The democratic school is a public school. So we have 30 democratic schools, most of them public, and we work in the same ratio like the country. It's around, and we don't talk about teacher, about adults that exist inside school. So we talk about around, in Israel it's 11, 12 adults to 1 adult to 12 children, and that's also in the democratic school.
And those adults would be some in a teacher role, but others might be preparing the food for the students and different roles.
Yeah, exactly. All the adults, in our case, they are teachers or staff member. Uh, but a very important thing, our group learning is very small. Why they are very small? Because also in a traditional school, the group learning is they are very small. Because if you go take a class of 30 children, how many children you think study in this class?
How many out of 30?
Yeah, 30 sit in the class.
Mhm.
How many study?
Well, I guess that would vary a lot. I would imagine somewhere around 60%, perhaps.
60%. It's a lot. So only 40% sit and not learning. So that's you know good schools. I know a school that there are 30 sit in the school and maybe 10 learning, but it can be okay between 10 to 20 learning, and but sitting 30. So what we done in democratic school, and I think it's an excellent idea, we say that someone that feel that is not learning, it doesn't need to stay at school. So it's become that we have a small group of learning. So we in the same ratio of adult student, but the classes it's between 10 to 20.
And what are the other 10 doing?
Oh, they go to learning in a different way. They go, for example, when you learn to do things, you go to learn things. You
Oh, sure.
what you learn, for example.
Oh, that depends. When I go to the mountains and go to a class with a naturalist, I learn about the geology of the mountains.
Okay, but you lead when you learn geology of the mountains. You don't do it only in classes. You go also in the internet. You can go to read ideas. You go meet someone that is professional. So I don't know why school is fixed about classes. Very limited learning happened in classes. A lot of learning happened outside classes, and that's what happened in the democratic schools. So
So those 10 students who are not learning in the class have still an interest in learning that they will explore in some other place.
yeah, because it's very difficult not to learn. It's like to you say a lot of people say I do nothing. It's difficult to do nothing, and especially if I give you the option, do now what you want. So you begin to think what I really want to do, what I want to achieve in my life, and what we see in our schools, that children learning all the time, and I can give you example from my kids. School function for Hadera Democratic School function from 8 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock of the morning. But the school open all the afternoon, all the night.